Good afternoon. It is time to get started. I'm DanBearPig82, and this is Kerbal Space Program. Welcome. Yeah, we're going to pick up pretty close to where we left off last time. Raider, redeeming first. Welcome. Exactly to the minute, right on time. Hey! Nice. Yeah, let's take down the starting soon. Here we are at our interplanetary spaceship propulsion module that we've been slowly refueling as we do other things. And that has been continuing. Let's bring up the UI. Yep, I've done several more rounds of delivering ore with our lander, and things are going pretty well. We're about 10% of the way there, maybe 12. And Raider with the Boozinate. All right, let's do it. That's a good way to start. Thank you, Raider. Let's see. Let's turn on the booze cam here. And I've got another new one that I've never tried before from Brewery X. I think that's a California brewery, called Pretend to be Kings. The art is fun, and this is one that was recommended by the guys at the store there, and they tend to have some pretty good recommendations, so we're going to try it out. Of course, it's another IPA, as I tend to drink. All right, here we go. Let's start on a good note, says Raider. Yes, exactly. So yes, today the plan is to do a little bit more of this ore delivery, of course, but we're going to try to see if we can do something different with that. You've heard me lament before that there is nothing in MechJeb that allows a docking autopilot. Can I get it all? Yeah, there we go. All right. But I was wrong. There is. I just haven't unlocked it yet. Delicious. That is a pretty light and refreshing one. Oh, it's got some very nice citrusiness to it. Very cool. All right, thank you, Raider. So yeah, we're going to see if we can unlock that. But yeah, here we are, still around Minmus, and if I open up the resources manager here, yeah, we can see all of the wow, that just highlights every tank that can hold liquid fuel and oxidizer. But yeah, we have. Need to lean closer to my screen here. Oxidizer, we can hold about 360,000 units, and we have nearly 40,000 units in there. So, yep, it is currently processing the ore because I just did a delivery, and so yeah, I think we're about 12% fueled up. So this is going to take a bit longer, and I think if we have a docking autopilot in addition to the landing and ascent autopilots, then that will make things a little bit easier on me as I do this in the background in between streams. And hopefully the science that we need to get that will be available at Eeloo. And ScanSat 4, we have our alarm for just under 5 days from now. Which means just under 6 days from now we should be arriving at Eeloo, which is the farthest planet out from Kerbin's sun, from Kerbal. So hopefully we can get some good science from there. Fingers are crossed. We've got lots of Delta V in that thing, and we have plenty of time during our flyby to hopefully slow down. So let's start by landing this thing again. Let me make sure that I've fueled it up. Yes, and have I emptied the ore tanks? I believe so. Raider with a random cat, and we've got Arya and Crookshanks. Very nice. Hello, Arya. Hello, Crookshanks. Yep, the ore is empty, and we also have our monopropellant. Okay, cool. We are ready to go. Let's make sure we get the right docking port this time. No more of that derp. There we go. And if we push off... Excellent. And now what we need is the ore overlay. So let's pull up ScanSat, draw the overlay, and we choose pick a landing target on the map. And this looks nice and close to where we are, so we shouldn't have to wait very long for the autopilot. Yeah, I think that should do. I'm worried that the autopilot's going to pick the next orbit, though, so let's pick over here. On the Midlands. There we go. Very near the equator right there. And hopefully we are... no, I don't actually like that. I'm nervous that it's going to choose right there on that slope. There we go. That is a little bit more comfortable for me. So here we go. Let's click land at target and let MechJeb take over. Raider says, I have to stop lurking and actually claim the channel points. Yes, I need to get more redeems. I need to come up with some good ideas for that. And I need to finish moving all my stuff to, let's change the camera. There we go. To auto. I need to move more of the stuff out of Stream Elements and into Streamer Bots. Those cats are done entirely by OBS and Streamer Bot. My things like my follow alerts and stuff are not, and I'd like those to be, because it works better. Alright, we are changing attitude here. Yep, doing course correction, it says. And it just turned off the RCS. Why do you do that, MechJeb? Again, it's only on descent that it tends to do this. On ascent, I haven't had this issue. Okay, but it's going to change orientation and then should do some time warp. Yep, our target and predicted landing sites are 150 meters apart. Not too bad. I believe we're landing about there, so hopefully this slope isn't too much. But if it is, minimus gravity is pretty forgiving, so we should be okay. Should be. And actually, I think I might be wrong. Might be over here. Yeah, it's over there. Farther out. Yeah, it has been very convenient to be able to tell MechJeb what to do next while I do things like clean up my office, organize files on my computer, etc. Though it still needs a little bit of hand-holding. Yeah, we should be landing right about here. It's pulsing the engine, interestingly enough. And there go the landing gear. Alright, engine is a little bit more steady now. I'm not sure why it wanted to pulse it like that, but it tends to get the results. So I'll trust you, MechJeb, but I'm also watching. Alright, we've stilled our horizontal speed. Time warp. Don't be alarmed, we're not actually descending that fast. And here we are on final descent. We've got an 8.4 degree slope that is very much within what we can handle on Minmus. That would be a little bit concerning on Kerbal, but on Minmus it's nothing. And Raider with the hydrate, just as we make a very gentle touchdown. All right, let's hydrate. Thank you, Raider. Refreshing ice-cold water. Not a booze-nate, but we have to celebrate. I know, right? It's something. And yeah, oh man, I don't know if it's coming across my voice, but oh boy, am I tired. My kids refused to sleep last night, specifically my son. And we had to get up early today for our orchestra rehearsal Saturday mornings. And oh my goodness, it was a rough time. So I took a nice long nap after that. So I'm basically just waking up. But yeah, there we go. We are drilling again. And we should be finishing up with the drilling right about the same time as we're making our Eeloo encounter. So let's see how that does. Let's go Let's do some time warp. Watch our ore tanks fill up. Almost full. There they are, full. Okay, and we have just under 3 hours until our alarm. So let's stop the drills. Retract the drills. And we have our target orbit at very close to where our ship is. In fact, let's select it as our target. And now, let's engage autopilot. Retract our landing gear. And let's deliver our next load of raw ore to be processed into fuel. And then we're going to check in on ScanSat Supreme number 4 as it arrives at Eeloo. Of course, we have a night launch, and there's a good view with some lighting from our own engine. Now the engine has shut down. We're coasting to apoapsis, and then we're going to circularize our orbit. All right, we have automatic time warp here. And we're actually pretty close to the ship, so that's good. Ignition. Look at that blue lighting. We have an orbit. And we are circular. All right, let's turn on stability assist. Take a look at the map, see where we are. We are ahead of the target. So what we need to do is burn prograde in orbit mode so that it can catch up. And this is the intersect we're going to have. Okay, we'll have a 1.1 kilometer closest approach there. And that is in 1 hour and 41 minutes. So that is going to be still before our alarm. Perfect. Let's now do match velocities with target at closest approach, create, and execute. Yeah, and this orbit is shifting just a little bit every time we rendezvous and dock. And transfer more materials. Center of gravity changes, subtle things change, and the orbit very slowly drifts over time. There's our target, 3.8 kilometers away. There it is, being loaded into the physics simulation. There we go. And ignition. Velocities are matched. Now here's the part that we can't yet do automatically, and I'm hoping to be able to test doing automatically today. So we'll control from the docking port and activate the camera. And let's turn around so we're pointing at our target. There it is. Okay, we've got a pretty good separation at closest approach. We're going pretty slow though. So we've got the fuel. I'm going to go ahead and increase our speed so that we can get there more quickly. There we go, and a little bit of time warp. Now let's slow down. All right, down to a relative velocity of 2 meters per second. Now we need to line up with this end that is currently oriented down in our camera view. And there's the docking port we want, so let's go ahead and select that. Slowing to 1 meter per second. And just getting lined up here. And of course, as is tradition, we're docking at night. That's okay, Pete Venkman isn't here to complain about it. All right, final approach. Wait, 2 meters per second. And we've made contact. Come on, magnets. Do the magnet thing. There we go. All right, we are docked. And of course it's dark, but we can pull up our fuel balancer. And I realized all these times that I've been clicking on both the liquid tab and the oxidizer tab, if I click on the rocket tab, it's both at the same time, liquid fuel and oxidizer. So we can just do this right here. Fuel the lander back up like that, and at the same time, pump the ore out. We also need our monopropellant in these 4 tanks here. And we're starting to run a little bit low on that. We have a few more rounds that we can do, and then we're going to need to process a little bit more ore into monopropellant, which will not be a problem. All right, there we go. And yes, we now have 41,000 units of oxidizer out of 360,000 possible. So, and more being processed, so not too bad. Meanwhile, we are 38 minutes away from our alarm. That is 1 day ahead of the Eeloo encounter, so let's go ahead and switch to that vehicle. And let's get our closest look so far of the farthest planet out, Eeloo, an analog for Pluto. Don't need that. There we go. And we have a good signal strength directly to Kerbal. 31% Kerbal or signal strength because we've got lots of antennas on this thing. We learned that lesson before. We can close this, we can close that, and that. Clean up the window just a little bit. And let's look at the map. So there is our encounter out there. There's Eeloo right now. So in 2 days we will actually have our encounter. So it looks like I gave us 2 days of advanced notice, which is all right. So let's go ahead and time warp a little bit. Auto time warp canceled. Oh, right, because of the alarm. It's gonna bring us to the alarm and then I can close it. We'll probably get the mole to Moho today as well. All right, delete and close. All right, warp here. And cool, we got our encounter back. I was like, no, don't take away my encounter here. That would be very mean. All right, we're 1.5 hours from our encounter. Let's see if we can spot Eeloo. It's too small to see. This is a very small planet. So let's do a little bit more time warp. And yep, I get nervous every time it recalculates that, but looks like we're still okay so far. That's why I'm doing this in little increments here. All right. Oh good, it's back. Every time I worry. All right, we are 19 minutes away. Little bit more time warp. Very cautiously. Never trust the time warp. Warp 6 more minutes. All right, we are 2 minutes away. Can we see it yet? I think it's also mostly in shadow, which does not help for spotting it. And I think we're too close for the distant object enhancement mod to do the mouse over. So yeah, that puts us in an awkward spot for spotting it. All right, let's do the physics mode time warp, where physics is still being calculated, not on rails, and that will not lose our encounter. But we can go up to 4 times speed. All right, let's pull out of that for the last few seconds. And we are flying by Eeloo, which I think we've done that once before, but weren't able to come to a stop or an orbit. So we are 2 days away from periapsis. And can we, yeah, we no longer have it targeted. But it's hard to spot too, so let's point the ship straight down at the surface, and that way we know which way to look. All right, it's right below us, but we are also 119 kilometers above it, and it is in darkness, so yeah, good luck spotting it. But we don't need to wait for periapsis necessarily for our braking burn. Let's point retrograde and start slowing down. So yeah, periapsis is 244 kilometers. Above the surface. And I'm not even seeing it here in map view. Is it even rendering properly? I wonder if it isn't. There's Jewel. Okay, there's Eeloo. No, it is. All right. Let's start burning. Because this is going to be a little bit of a long burn. So we're going to increase our speed. Our game speed, rather. Yeah, and we have 4 days, if we don't do anything, in which to be in the sphere of influence of Eeloo. But we also have 2 kilometers per second to bleed off, if my guess is right, because we're going 2.4 kilometers per second relative to the planet. Go ahead and pin that because the time to Eeloo escape is increasing as we would expect. Alright, we should be able to get an orbit without any issues. So let's slow down to 2 kilometers per second, and then let's time warp to our periapsis, and then do the rest of the burn there. Let's come out of time warp. And that'll do right there. So let's warp to here. There's Eeloo. We can see it. Nice. All right, good. And let's just make sure we are in a good orientation here. So I'm going to move the camera right in here like this, and see if we can spot our probe core. There it is. Make sure we are controlling from here. Okay, good. And control configuration, control point is default. That's exactly what we want. All right, perfect. So let's game, are you sure that this is our periapsis? This sure doesn't feel like periapsis to me. This says, okay, still 19 minutes to periapsis. Okay, so let's time warp a little bit more, get closer. Okay, cool. We are in a 60-degree inclination. That is not too bad because we do want to be in a relatively polar orbit to get a good map. And look at that. That's our best view so far of Eeloo. Let's see. Is there any other science we can do besides our scanning? I don't think so from this one. Yeah, it's just the scanners, which is fine. Okay, that does look like a legitimate periapsis. So let's enjoy the view from here while we do our time warp. And from here, let's go ahead and start our burn up again. And increase the speed of the game. Kind of looks like a soccer ball with those cracks and canyons. All right, down to 1.8 kilometers per second orbital velocity. That's hard to say when you're tired. Orbital velocity. Orbital velocity. Orbital velocity. Orbital velocity. There we go. That's a good screenshot right there. I like the lighting. Down to 1.5 kilometers per second orbital velocity. Said it perfectly that time, like a champion. Like the pro that I am. And yeah, this is a tiny, tiny planet. And we're not passing it nearly as quickly as New Horizons passed Pluto. And we're packing a ton more Delta V than New Horizons did at this stage. Down to 1 kilometer per second orbital velocity. We can actually see the curve in our path at this point. And this is wobbling around. That's our predicted orbit after leaving Eeloo. Alright, we're going to watch this so that we can see it curve around and give us our orbit. I see Raider has redeemed a Boozinate. Let's get our orbit and then celebrate that orbit with this Boozinate. Down to 500 meters per second orbital velocity. Let's cut the engines. Yep, just as we hit orbit, I cut the engines. Nice. And that is a very long orbit, a 92 day basically orbital period. We're going to change that. But yeah, let's enjoy the view with this Boozinate. Here we go. We're orbiting Eeloo. Thank you. And we have an alert. This is our world first milestone of entering orbit of Eeloo. So we get 2 science points and 71,000 spaceos. Oh, and we have a stretch. All right, here we go. Turn the camera back on and do a stretch. I've got my Mitchell shirt on. Mystery Science Theater 3000 reference there. Let's get actually in frame. Hands are on the ceiling and feet are on the floor. I reset the spine and the posture. Thank you very much, Raider. Very much appreciated. All right. So we can go ahead and delete that one. And I'm keeping the other ones for now. But yeah, we've got our 61 degree inclination orbit. Let's take a look at our instruments and see what altitude they prefer for mapping. First off, let's do... See, the advanced resource mapper is good, but I think the synthetic aperture radar is the one that requires the highest altitude. What's this? I have a fanfare in my ear in Shipwreck with 13 months saying, "Hey, stinky butt bear." Wow, rude, Shipwreck. And first. Sorry, Shipwreck, but Raider was first. I should see if, how to get StreamerBot to, if Shipwreck tries to say first, tell him who was really first. Unsubs. That's the first 13-month sub, though. You're first at that. So, man, it's been over a year now, then, since I hit affiliate, because Shipwreck, were you my actual first, or just one of the first 10? Not that you're going to say anything, but you were actual first. That's amazing. Thank you, Shipwreck. But yeah, let's take a look at this. It wants anywhere from 500 to 750 kilometers, and over 750 kilometers is ideal. I don't know that we can actually do over 750. Probably first. Probably. I could probably go and check. Oh yeah, we can do that. Yeah, periapsis. Okay, apoapsis. So what we need to do is bring that to maybe about 720 kilometers. Let's do this with MechJeb. Bring up the maneuver planner, and let's do change apoapsis to 720 kilometers. And let's do that after a fixed time of right now. and execute the node. There it goes. Hey, Shipwreck. First try, you got a 3-fer. Nice. You know you're Crunch's first follower? Yes, you are. When are we doing weirding? Oh, we can do that anytime. Right after this, remind me, I'll get on and invite you to the research team, and then Burke will do the research since he's already eaten all the knowledge stars. And then, yes, we'll do the weirding gadgets. He's already eaten the right amount. It'll be a total of 10, I believe. Oh, this is gonna bring us low on the periapsis though, but that's okay. So he's going to do 3, I'm gonna do 4, and if you do 3, so just send him 3 and I'll send him 4 and we'll be good. All right, yeah, we have a collision course, and sorry Shipwreck, but I'm gonna fix that. As soon as this maneuver is done. I should have told it at the next periapsis, but that's okay. This actually will be fine. We still have 7.8 kilometers per second of delta V available to us, so that's pretty insane. No, blow up, says Shipwreck. No! Shipwreck, did you see any of the footage of the Starship test? Because that did blow up. But it did launch, so it was a win overall. And it was a spectacular explosion. Okay, that is not gonna do it. Let's see, let's add a maneuver here. Oop, come on. Really? Oh, we're going that way, that's why. Okay, so actually, we can do change periapsis at the next apoapsis, and we want this also to be 720 kilometers. Create the node. Okay, cool. That's fine. Just doing a sanity check there. Okay, there we go. Execute next node. It's going to point in the right direction, time warp to apoapsis, and then execute the maneuver. And there's the planet right there. There's Eeloo. Looking nice and cold down there. That's a lot of driveway to shovel. My back is already complaining at the very thought of it. Alright, and in 37 minutes we will be at the periapsis. There goes time warp. Stupid back, says Shipwreck. I know, right? Yours is in worse shape right now. I feel the pain, though. Alright, we have our ignition. That's another cool screenshot here. You know I can't resist a screenshot. Everything is looking normal here. 30 seconds left in the burn. Yes, I did empty the Spider Eyes Shipwreck. We had run out at the drawers, and Bowser needed one for her crystals, so went and I pulled them out. And I told Burke not to tell you that in trying to see if the drowned one would drop any Nautilus shells, that I broke the connection on the pipes, so that's between me and Burke. Shipwreck is not to know that I did that. Burke said he wouldn't tell. So if Burke tells you, let me know that he betrayed me. All right, and there we go. We have an orbit. It is very nearly circular. It's good enough for me. Apoapsis is 737 kilometers, Periapsis is 720 kilometers. Now let's bring up ScanSat and see how good that orbit is for coverage. We are still at 61 degrees inclination. I'll probably want to change that. In fact, let's do that now. Let's change inclination to 90 degrees. Create the node. That's coming up in 11 minutes. It's another 1 minute long burn. Yeah, let's do it. Let's execute next node. That's cheap enough. I never got your wrench, Shipwreck. Did you send it to me in the mail? So I never got to try if it worked. But I'm thinking of researching pipes anyway. I'm running out of things that I actually am eager to research, so I might as well just get a couple of those so that it's easier for me to do some of that other stuff. And then I might use my knowledge shards for architect vaults. Burke was very amused to realize that he had surpassed you in levels. Alright, here we are coming up on this burn. Ignition, and here is our current orbit. There is our target orbit at 90 degrees inclination. Let's go into double time. This is a small enough craft, and there's nothing else in orbit here, so this is easy enough. We have another world's first milestone. Oh, we got one for suborbital flight above Eeloo because we had a collision course. All right, I'll take it. 74,000 more spaceos, 2 more science points. Let's do it. All right, there it is, at 90-degree inclination. And let's pull up the ScanSat menu. And why is this so small? I would like it to be, there we go, bigger map. And that's Paul. We want Eeloo. Okay, so there's a decent separation of those ticks there, but let's point retrograde. Can I make you tacos? I mean, I can make you tacos, but I mean, it's gonna take a while for them to get to you. And actually, no, let's point prograde because we're close to apoapsis and our periapsis is lower, so from here it makes more sense to raise our orbit, and we're going to take a very gentle touch on these engines here. In fact, let's go here, let's change the thrust limiter to only 10%. And there we go. That is some very nice coverage right there. All right, let's change this back to 100%. And let's begin our scan. Start scan, synthetic aperture radar. And our status is currently ideal. And just for fun, let's point it down at the surface of Eeloo. Even though it doesn't matter for the simulation of the game, this is how the satellite would be oriented if we were really doing this. Look at that crater down there, that looks nice. Dirt ad? What, for not making you tacos? That's abuse of the derp command, Shipwreck. That is abuse. Look what my mods are doing, abusing the derp command. Wow, rude. So rude. Oh, wow. The assumptions. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Wow, Shipwreck. Wow. Don't worry, Shipwreck. We've had Kaylee here to do the derps for me. Wow. Wow. Let's zoom the map. All right, here is our map so far of Eeloo. And yeah, that's going to work passively in the background. And this is a major milestone for our space program. That's for April Fools. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Very rude, Shipwreck. Okay, so the next thing that we have on our alarms is that in 16 days, Mole 2 will encounter Moho, and we're going to make another attempt at landing on Moho. Fingers crossed that that works well. So let's go back to our map. Close that. And let's focus on Kerbal. There we go. Zoom in. Minimus. Zoom in. And right here, interplanetary propulsion module, switch to mold 2. Well, it's the mole, Shipwreck. I named it for you. And this is how I'm treated. All right. So here we are. We are still, I think, 214 science away from unlocking the technology that will give me the docking autopilot. So let's undock from here. Not from here like we did that one time that Shipwreck missed that ended up with a shower of confetti that were parts of my ship. You want to play the game you sent me in Discord? It looks interesting. I own, speaking of games you want to play and you've been recommending to me, I own Stray. I haven't played it yet though, but I'm considering it for some whatever Wednesdays. We'll see. I have so many plans for whatever Wednesday. And for some reason, I always end up playing Vault Hunters. Probably because it's really good. Alright, let's pull up the... we want the ascent guidance, and we want landing guidance. There it is. Alright, pick a target on the map. And we need our oars overlay right there again. Get the mod so you can skin the cat to beat Garfield. I'll have to look into that when I play it, because that would be funny. Alright, let's go ahead. It's all the landing targets that we want are in nighttime right now anyway, so we might as well go to the Greater Flats, which are the easiest landing spot. Let's go here to as close as we can get to the equator. There we go. And land at target. And here's the part where we have to babysit MechJeb to make sure that the reaction control thrusters stay on, because the landing guidance computer really likes shutting those down. Monitor our fuel consumption here. All right, decelerating. Deorbiting, rather. Okay, our predicted landing spot is now about 20 meters away from our landing target, and yep, there go the reaction control thrusters shut down again. Good job, MechJeb. Think you'd have learned by now. All right, time warp. We can watch our sunset from up here. All right, and here we are in complete darkness. Got to make Pete Venkman proud, even if he's not here today. And there's Raider with the Boozinate. All right. Let's Boozinate while MechJeb lands the ship. So we're technically not drinking and flying spacecraft. All right, here we go. For you, Raider. Sniping it from shipwreck, I approve. Thank you very much. Oh, and Elric with the hydrate. So here comes the camera back on. Oh, turn the reaction control thrusters back on. I caught you, MechJeb.
You know what always cheers me up? Laughing at other people's misfortunes.
Thanks, Shipwreck, for that. And how are you, Elric? Elric also redeemed a random cat and got Shadow. Hello, Shadow. All right, there go our landing legs. And we've got a little bit of illumination down here from the engine plume. Shipwreck says, haha, no 3 cats. Wow. Supreme Doom says, Dan! Yeah, don't be a dolphin. Go follow Supreme Doom on Twitch. How are you doing, Supreme Doom? I saw you were streaming earlier. How did that go? I hope that was a fun stream. All right. You talked about me a lot today, of course.
What are you doing, dude? Get your act together.
Get your act together, Shipwreck. I still need to get the ridiculous sound clip. You talked about the dolphins? Nice. All right. Let's bring the mouse in here so there's something highlighted. Because, yeah, we are landing at night, of course. The birds and the dolphins and 2 hands. Wow. All right, here's our final descent. Landing burn is initiated. It does get dark at night with no atmosphere to scatter the light. All right, touchdown. Let's extend the drills and begin drilling. All right, we are getting ore. Okay, so we have 16 days until our next alarm, so let's go ahead and time warp and fill up these ore tanks. This is not quite as rich a deposit as the last time we landed, so it's going a little bit slower, but that's all right. There's the sun. We can go even faster here. Faster! We must go faster! There we go. The ore tanks are full. And now we can do a launch during the day. Stop the drills and retract them. All right, and lift off. And MechJeb is in charge once again. Yeah, I don't know if there's a good fix for the plume being invisible around Minmus. Seems to be the only place that I've noticed that it does that, and it's consistent. I mean, I could uninstall the waterfall mod, but then our plumes would look pretty bland. And considering it works everywhere else, I'll go with the good-looking plumes everywhere else. All right, we are coasting to apoapsis, and then we'll get our circularization.
I'm Batman.
And now we have the Supreme Doom Totem. That's amazing. That's another thing still on my list, is adding the rest of the totems. I'm Batman. Such a good sound clip. Alright, we have a nominal insertion burn. Here we go. Let's take a look here. We are, again, ahead of the ships. Let's go to orbit mode, point prograde. Let's pin that. It's this one we're going to end up with, though. Alright, and we'll fine-tune this with our maneuvering thrusters. Alright. 700 meters is pretty good. We don't want to get closer to that, or we'll have another incident, and I'll get another derp, and I don't want that. Of course I find you amusing, Supreme Doom. You're hilarious. Alright, and now what we need to do is match velocities with target at the closest approach, create and execute. Alright, reorienting the craft. Then we'll get our time warp. MechJeb is flying. There's time warp. Supreme Doom says, best thing is, I don't know how funny I am until you clip me. Well, that's half the reason I clip you, Supreme Doom. And you know I wouldn't clip anything that would be truly embarrassing. It really is truly the hilarious highlights. Plus when you threaten me with concrete shoes. Alright, we're 4 kilometers away. You don't do embarrassing things? Yeah, good. I know. Alright, here we are in range. There's our braking burn. And we have matched velocities. Okay, so now we know the drill. Still doing this manually for now. Control from this docking port, activate the camera. Go to target mode on the nav ball. And let's bring this in and deliver the raw ore for processing. Where is that target of ours? Oh, you know what? It's this bug again. We need to go here. There we go. Sometimes it doesn't render on the nav ball until I reselect the target. And it did it just then. But there it is, 719 meters away. All right. And we're already lined up to the right side of it, so that's good. There is our target docking port. I think we're still too far away for me to pick it out as our target, though. How about now? There we go. Going to the grocery store with shipwrecks, says Supreme Doom. Alright. Pick me up some cookies. I had nothing. Get me some poutine and Make it quick. I'm hungry. Shipwreck wanted tacos. And then he derped me for no reason. Alright, lining it up. This one was easier than the last one. Less adjustment was needed. Maple cookies. Wow. Supreme Doom, why must you assume that anything Canadian would be maple? That's racist. Against Canadians. You know there's more to Canada than maple syrup, right? SMH my head. You can't buy poutine at the grocery store. It's fancy, you know. Well, order some for me to go. Have it DoorDashed to my house. Well, you don't want cod? Cod is for the Gigafrog. I can't feed the Gigafrog in real life with in real life cod. I gotta feed the Gigafrog with Minecraft cod. Alright, and we have our dock. So let's pull up fuel balancer. Let's transfer the ores. And refuel the lander. Okay. And we are 11 days out from our arrival at Moho. We need our monopropellant as well for our maneuvering thrusters. Copernicus Cat, welcome. Says, what? No cod? Oh, you and your emote game is always on point, Copernicus Cat. How have you been? Supreme Doom says, I don't know about that. My kids were selling maple syrup door to door the other day. That's amazing. Okay. Actually, hold on. I think... Alright, yeah, we're good. Alright, and yeah, that is being processed into fuel. It's your curiously odd skill set. Well, you know what? I appreciate it. And yeah, our orbit is indeed shifting bit by bit. But that's okay. We can make adjustments for that. Yeah, we want to change this. Make sure this still says 57. Otherwise, that could be an issue. All right, so we've transferred the fuel. Let's go ahead and land again. If we do one more, possibly two more of these, then we'll go and get the Mole 2 to Moho. All right, here we go. Make sure this is the right docking port. Yes, it is. We won't have any rapid unscheduled disassemblies from there on dock. Still makes me nervous because of that one time that I may or may not have derped. And pushing off. Okay, and the stories say hello to, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, Supreme Doom. Lube? Sorry, not Lube anymore. Metro. Enjoy your shopping trip, Supreme Doom. Hope it goes well. Hope you find all the poutines you need. All right, let's land here. Daytime landing this time. Let's zoom in. Pick a target on the map. Right here on the Midlands at as close as I can get to the equator, right there. And land at target. should take a look also at our map of Eeloo. It is actually coming along pretty nicely. And Elric redeeming a random cat and getting a 3-fur. Nice, that's the second 3-fur of the day. GG, Elric. We'll tell Shipwreck that that's the only one I'm aware of. We'll say that you were first. Okay, yeah, we're gonna get some good science telemetry back from Eeloo very soon. And Raider with the stretch. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna stand up, turn on that booze cam, which is a stretch cam right now, and here we go. Hands are on the ceiling, feet are on the floor. Resetting the spine. There we go. Thank you very much, Raider. Very much appreciated. Resetting the posture. My back says thank you. And there go the reaction control thrusters. Let's turn those back on. And Elric with the boozinate. All right, Elric. Here we go. I'm boozinating for you. Delicious. It's not the best one I've had, but it is a good one. And for those of you who missed the pouring, this is what I've got today. This is the first time I've tried this one from Brewery X. I think that's in California. Yeah, Anaheim, California. Yep, it's a very citrusy IPA. All right. Meanwhile, MechJeb is doing its work. Yeah, how nice is that? I can just, you know, let MechJeb work. Just have to make sure MechJeb doesn't accidentally flip that switch for the reaction control thrusters again. And just, you know, sit back, drink, enjoy the show like you guys do. I mean, I never get to have that special experience that you guys do of just sitting back and enjoying Dan Bear Pig doing one of his brilliant, amazing, best streams that there are on Twitch. I mean, that's what I hear. That's the word on the street, is that Dan Bear Pig 82, he's the best streamer. I mean, I went and wrote that with chalk on the street, so it was the word on the street. Alright, we are decelerating. Ulrich says, are we watching the same stream? Well, I mean, I'm doing the stream, so I'm on the other side, but for a moment I got to watch the same stream as you, and it was cool. Also, very rude, Elric. Landing gear are deployed. And hey, look, there's one of our other ones right there. That's hilarious. That's one of the older designs of the Mosquito lander. That's amazing. Are we going to do a flip MechJeb? Sometimes MechJeb does a flip. Not quite, but we are going to do a little bit of a weird rotation there. There we go. Okay. MechJeb is having a whole lot of fun with the little incremental time warps too, so... just to mess with me, right, MechJeb? Alright, landing bird initiated. Look at that, we're within a kilometer of that other lander. Alright, and we have touchdown. Let's deploy the landing legs, or not the landing legs, the drills, and begin drilling. And I believe we have another more rich deposit here, so this will be a quicker, shorter stop. Let's time warp through it. Just slurping up Min-misses resources. There we go. Ore tanks are full. That's what it sounds like. The ice is picking up a little bit of ambient light and refracting it. Yeah, the sun is just over the horizon, so these are still refracting a lot of light. That actually looks kind of cool. All right, here we go. Let's go back up to orbit, and we have liftoff. Oh, we didn't retract the drills. That's fine. There we go. In reality, that would have caused some issues, but we're fine. Everything's fine. We're now 6 days, basically 7 days. We're 2 minutes short of 7 days from our alarm for our Moho encounter. I need Supreme Dooms redeem for making Shipwreck go make coffee. That's what I should have asked for. More coffee. I am tired. But I'm glad to be here. So Elric, did you watch the Starship launch and the big Starship boom? I think I need to send Shipwreck some footage of that so that he can enjoy a big boom. All right, we're doing our circularization. And we have nominal orbital insertion. Turn on stability assist. And as usual, we are just a little bit ahead of our target. So let's go ahead and pin that, although the second one that will show up very shortly will be the one that we will actually go for. Go to orbit mode and burn prograde. Yeah, this is the one that we're going to end up with. And that was a pretty good shot. All right. 800 meters, that's pretty good. So now let's do match velocities with target, create and execute. And this burn is coming up in 1 hour and 37 minutes. There's our target, 3.7 kilometers away. And there's our braking burn. We have matched our velocities. Okay, let's activate this camera. All right, cool. It did not change our rendering on the nav ball this time, so we're good. No need to reselect our target. And I think we're even lined up to the right side of the ship. Yes, we are. So let's bring it in. All right, let's select the docking port we want. There it is. And lining up. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. All right, making our final approach. We have contact. And lock. We are docked. Okay. And usual drill. Pull up the fuel balancer. And transfer out. And yeah, we're starting to get some lag here. As happens with this game and big ships. And we have Moon Radar 336 saying, hello, what's going on? Welcome, Moon Radar 336. Welcome to the stream. What is going on right now is that we are running some refueling missions for this, which is the propulsion module for an interplanetary spacecraft that we are beginning assembly on for the end game of this career. And it is a slow process, but we are using MechJeb for the ascent and landing. And yeah, the more times we load this up, the more memory the game starts using, and so we start getting this little stutteriness. So hopefully I don't need to reload the game, but we'll see. We're also about to have an encounter with Moho, and hopefully a landing. We're going to make an attempt. Although we do tend to fly right by without being able to slow down in time, so we'll see. Fingers are crossed. All right, let's also refuel the lander. And we are using some mods here. The core experience we're going for is the stock game, but we do have some quality of life, visual mods, and the most game-changing ones we have are MechJeb and ScanSat. Moon Radar says, while interesting, I have KSP, but have never really learned it. Really should. It looks so fun when you know what you're doing. It's fun when you don't know what you're doing too, but it's a different kind of fun. I kind of miss the days where I was completely clueless instead of knowing just enough to pretend I know what I'm doing. Alright, yeah. Ooh, this is getting really, really touchy. Let's transfer the monopropellant as well. I hear a fanfare. Thank you for the follow, Moon Radar. Welcome to the crew. All right, we have transferred our fuel out, our ore out, to be processed by our engineer, Giga Kerman, which is a viewer-redeemed rescue. And we have refueled the lander, so let's go ahead and get out of here. And I'm nervous enough about the lag here that I'm going to go ahead and do an autosave, which we only use in the event of a Kraken, not in the event of a derp by me. But here we go, let's undock. And push off. Okay, and now let's pick our landing target. We've done enough manual landings that we're doing this the way, a more authentic way for these missions, and using an autopilot for it. So here we go. We want to land here on the Greater Flats, right here in the middle of them, right close to the equator. There, perfect. And let's click Land at Target, and let's watch MechJeb do its work. Though we have noticed that the landing autopilot does like to turn off the reaction control thrusters, which is problematical, so I have to turn those on manually every now and then. Alright, we're time warping, and there's the sun. Now we can see again. And yeah, this is not me flying. We did the first 2 missions manually, and now MechJeb is doing this landing automatically. Deorbit burn. There's our landing prediction. And it's hard to see on top of the purple of the ore overlay, but it is there. I thought it was not rendering before, but it is there. It's very faint. And now they are lined up within 10 meters. Good job, MechJeb. And yep, it turned off the reaction control system. There we go. Turn it back on. This thing does not have enough power in reaction wheels to reorient itself. Alright, time warping again. And Raider redeeming the Boozinate. Alright, let's do this. Drink while MechJeb drives. Alright, Raider for you. Thank you very much. Alright, and there's our landing target right out there. And Elric with the Hydrate. And with the random cat, and got Crookshanks and Shadow. Alright, here we go. Gotta dilute the Boozinate and keep Hangover Dan at bay. Thank you, Elric. So what we're going to do is land this, start the drill, and then we're going to go straight to the Mole 2 lander and do that attempt while this does the drilling. It'll be down there longer than it needs to, but it's not so much longer that it's not a good compromise for streaming. Plus, we're going to have lots of time afterwards where I'm going to be doing a lot of these missions off stream, just from the surface to the ship, surface to ship, back and forth. We'll also check in with the ScanSat around Eeloo, see how the mapping is going, see what kind of science we can transmit home. We are decelerating. Landing gear are deployed. And reaction control thrusters got turned off again. And MechJeb's gonna do a flip. Here we go. Not quite a full flip, but chasing that retrograde marker is what it's doing. Final descent. There's our shadow. 6 more weeks of winter on Minmus, I guess. And landing burn. And touchdown. Okay, let's extend the drills. And begin harvesting resources from the surface of Minmus in the Great Flats. All right, and now let's go to Mole 2. And we have not had the greatest luck with Moho, so fingers are crossed. Let's hope we can actually get a landing here, because the science will be very handy. Hopefully it will be enough that we can get our technology and upgrade MechJeb. And Pete Venkman with the first, but not really. Pete Venkman, you missed so many nighttime landings. So many. We even approached Eeloo at night. And I just set you up for a really great Ghostbusters reference. Okay, yeah, we are 6 days out from Moho. Let's go ahead and warp to the next alarm. We have a weak signal, but we do have a signal. Let's hope that holds out. There it is. It's great, Lewis. We got arrested at night. Beautiful. I'm under a judicial restraining order. That blue thing I got from her. I'm sorry I didn't get to not see the landings. That's right, you're sorry. Okay, we are 2 hours and 48 minutes away from our actual encounter, so we're going to... We should probably start... We don't have a lot of time in Moho's sphere of influence, so we should probably get close-ish and start slowing down. If I put a maneuver here and do retrograde, what will this do to our periapsis? It'll drop it. Okay, good. Alright, that's good. So what we should do is time warp to here and then start burning retrograde. We could be exposing ourselves, and you don't want us exposing ourselves. What a great movie. Can't wait for my kids to be old enough for me to watch it with them. Okay. There we go, pointing retrograde. Let's pin the periapsis there. And start burning, slowing down. Because we are not likely to have a ton of time, maybe not even enough time, while in Moho's sphere of influence. We need to start decelerating a little bit early. Yeah, we've got about 14 and a half minutes at this rate in Moho's sphere of influence. Oh, more like half an hour at this point. There we go. I do believe we have the Delta V for it. I hope we have the Delta V for it. Let's go ahead and speed the game up. Double time here. Looks like it's handling that well. Let's go to quadruple time. All right, we've got 40 minutes now in Moho's sphere of influence. Slow down just a little bit more. All right, let's cut the engines. Our periapsis is rising again, so I think this will be good. Let's time warp to here, and of course it's going to take away the encounter while we're on rails because it calculates it all differently. It makes me super paranoid. So we're going to do this in increments like we did at Eeloo. All right, we are 2.5 minutes away. "30 seconds away." Okay, let's do this in physics mode, time warp, so we don't lose the encounter. Back to real time. And we are in Moho's sphere of influence. Very good. Okay, so we can actually close this. Let's unclutter the screen here. 13 minutes to periapsis, 27 minutes to escape. So we're pointing retrograde. And burning. I'm gonna pitch down a little bit to make sure that our periapsis drops. There we go. And yeah, we are at 1.8 kilometers per second orbital velocity, and we have almost twice that in delta V on this stage, and then another kilometer per second of delta V on our landing stage. So I think this is looking good. I'm optimistic about this. Meanwhile, let's look at our map of Eeloo, and oh, that looks complete. 99% complete. That's good enough for me. Okay, so after we do this, we're going to go back to our ScanSat around Eeloo and transmit the science home. So we will at least get something today, science-wise. All right, and yep, our time to Moho escape is going up faster than time is passing, so that is good news. We are going to get a capture orbit. The second one that we will have had around Moho. So we do have our relay satellite. Let's see if we can turn our relays on. Or is this considered a probe? It's considered a probe, okay. Oh yeah, that's our ScanSat. That's right. I wonder if there's any more science on that we can send back. Probably not, but it's worth a look. All right, down to 1.2 kilometers per second of orbital velocity. All right, we can speed this up as well. Let's go double time. Down to 1 kilometer per second. And at this altitude, orbital velocity is going to need to be pretty low for our capture. In fact, let's go ahead and cut the engines. Let's burn to periapsis, or warp to periapsis. And that's going to help immensely with our communications. Oh yeah, we've got a nice strong signal now. All right, pointing retrograde. And we've got a good, highly inclined orbit for finding a good landing spot. That'll give us good coverage. All right, and ignition. Four times speed. And let's go back down to real time because we're about to get our capture. This is really starting to curve. And we have our capture orbit. Excellent. Let's pin our apoapsis. And yeah, let's bring it in close. We still have 1.2 kilometers per second in each of our stages, our orbiter and our lander, our transfer stage and lander. So yeah, let's bring it in to maybe 60 kilometers. There it is. Okay. And so now let's go ahead and use MechJeb for this. Let's do maneuver planner and let's do change our apoapsis to 60 kilometers. Create node. New apoapsis cannot be lower than the altitude of the burn. Fine. 61 kilometers. And that's going to be a 274 meter per second burn. Execute next node, and that's coming up in 1 day and 3 hours. And there's Moho down there. 4.7 megameters away. MechJeb has initiated time warp. And here you go, Pete Venkman. We're on the night side, just for you. And that's where we're going to do our burn. We have ignition. This is a 30-second burn. And we might even have some science that we can do in low orbit. We're going to check before we do our landing. All right, orbital insertion is complete. And I think we're going to want to do an impact with this, this orbiter. So we can start our deorbit with the transfer stage. There we go, get some light. And let's see, what do we have available for science? Let's see, the barometer, log pressure data. Okay, good, there is science that we have not done yet. The instrument reads zeros. It's as if it were in a vacuum. Imagine that. All right, send that home. That's good. That's good information to have. The seismometer isn't going to do us any good here, but we can, let's aim the camera here, because that is awkward. Where is our thermometer? There it is. Log the temperature. You guessed it would be at least 1,000,000 billion degrees this close to the sun, but it isn't. Well, we need to know that. That's important. That's important information. What else do we have? The graviolimeter. Okay, log gravity data. The sensor passes over the terrain of Moho, surveying for variances in the gravitational field. And that is a good amount of science. Let's send that home as well. Our batteries and solar panels are definitely keeping up. And I'm sorry to disappoint you, Pete Beckman, but we're gonna try to land during the daytime, so you're gonna have to see it. But how are we doing now? 483.3 science. I think we need another 112-ish for the technology that I want. Let's go ahead and close that. And Raider with the Boozinate. Yeah, let's Boozinate for more science. How about that? Celebrate more science. There we go. Thank you, Raider, once again. On top of the Boozinates. What, says Pete Venkman? What? Alright, reset the camera. And let's see. We want... let's land in that crater, I think. Right there. And yeah, we're going to let MechJeb do this. Yeah, landing guidance. But first, we want to move our orbit over the top of that. So, like so. Execute next node, MechJeb. And Pete Venkman with the hydrate. All right, let's hydrate. Here you go, Pete. Keeping me hydrated. Very responsible. Excuse me, very responsible. That went down the wrong way. Trying to kill me. Choke me to death with dihydrogen monoxide. Wow. Yeah, let's change our orbital inclination here. Aiming for the east side of this crater here, as the planet is going to move just a little bit while we come down for a landing. All right, and now retrograde. Let's pick our target right there. And let's decelerate. Yeah, decelerate. To conserve fuel in the landing stage. And yeah, our signal strength is looking really good here. Show the landing prediction. There we go. Look at that. I did a pretty decent job there. We can probably tighten that up. Pick target on map. Right there. Okay. Now, let's stage. And land at target. All right, MechJeb, you're up. Don't think we have any... Yeah, we don't have reaction control thrusters. Reaction wheels will do the job, so I don't have to babysit MechJeb on that. Thank goodness. Looks like we are 3.5 minutes away from our landing. And right there, I believe, is our target. Meanwhile, that will be safely disposed of by crashing on the surface. Okay, we are doing a landing, right? Right, MechJeb? It says we're landing. Oh, I need to activate the stage. Okay. It's not doing any auto staging. All right, good to know. You could have told me, MechJeb. All right, this makes me feel better. That's better. And yeah, we have 1.2 kilometers per second of delta V in this lander, so I feel pretty good about this landing. There goes our transfer stage. by, transfer stage. You did a good job. It's right there. Boom. There it went. Taking those screenshots, of course. Landing gear are deployed. We can see the basalt formations. Okay, this is exciting. And we have a 5-degree slope. We've picked a good landing spot, I think. We're on final descent. Landing burn initiated. Look at those hexagons, those basalt columns. Columnar jointing. And we have landed on Moho. A soft, gentle landing. Okay, this is very exciting. World first milestone. Entered into suborbital flight around, space flight around Moho. And landed on the surface of Moho. So we got a decent amount of spaces from that and 4 science
Actually, it's going to be
points.
super easy. Barely an inconvenience.
Barely an inconvenience. Exactly, Pete. Thank you. Alright, let's delete that. Ah, yes. Okay, Moho is very cool, especially with the parallax shaders. These are added by parallax. Okay, let's do our science. Open up the pod bay doors, Hal. Let's do our seismic accelerometer. Sadly, we can't get the impact data from the transfer stage since it beat us to the surface, but that's okay. Log seismic data. Thermal expansion from the sun is causing geological activity. Transmit science. We have a decent amount of electrical power, so should be enough to send any of the science that we gather. And Raider redeemed a random cat, and we got Arya and Shadow. Hello, Arya. Hello, Shadow. Welcome to Moho. The mole has landed. We might even be able to move it. Let's see. Gravity scan from Moho's Midlands. Moho's gravity and density implies that a metal-rich core occupies at least 60% of the planet's mass, a figure twice as great as for Kerbal. That's good information. Send it home. And our solar panels work way better here than they do on Kerbal because we are closer to the sun, so they absorb more radiation. All right, that is done. Let's do the barometer, log pressure data. The barometer is still reading nothing. Well, what a useless barometer. Reading nothing in a vacuum? Pfft. Get a better barometer, Kerbals. And the thermometer as well. Log the temperature. It's cold. Wait. Oh, the temperature gradient is probably brutal here. And send that home. Nice. What science do we have now? 820.1, and we're not done. Let's see. Do I have any science or the mystery goo experiments on here? I don't think I do, which is all right. Probably should have packed one, but that's okay. We do have the materials bay, the science junior. Conduct materials study. Here we go. You expose the samples to the high temperatures of Moho. A lot of them melt in really interesting ways. Transmit. Yes, I know I can only do that once. That's okay. And done. Nice. Close the doors. Now, here's the question. Can we manage to move this thing to a different biome? We only have 478 meters per second of delta V left, so the chances are low, but they're not nothing. So let's pick target on map. We're in the Midlands right now. But what if we go here? Where's the nearest different biome? The Highlands are up here. Let's set that as our target. Whoa, nope. Apparently, I was moused over. On the other side of the planet is the ScanSat Supreme number 7, and it picked that. So no, we don't need that. There we go. There we go. B. Mangman says, don't the columnar joints imply a lava flow? So was Moho volcanic? Undoubtedly so. And yes, you are correct. And no, this is not exactly realistic geology here, but it is added for character and atmosphere, and you know what? It looks great. It reminds me of when they set out on foot when they're confronting V'ger in Star Trek The Motion Picture. Boom. Okay, so can we get there? Let's try. Chances are we will be destroyed doing so, but it is worth a shot. We have done everything that we can from right here, and the chance that we can get more science is pretty good if we can do this. So, lifting off and heading to the south. And we're using an awful lot of Delta V. Chances are we're gonna boom. Okay, and land at target. Let's see what MechJeb can do with this. So the sky were red, it would look like a 1960s Star Trek episode. Yes, it would. It really, really would. Oh man, we are on the edge of the Delta V that we need for this. So there's a chance, it's not impossible, that this hop will work. But it is a risk, but it is a risk well worth taking because there are no negative consequences to this. If we crash, we don't lose anything. If we don't crash, we gain a lot. Plus, we get another good view. Look at this. It's just so pretty here. This is one of the planets that is pretty bland without the parallax shaders, though. Alright, MechJeb is orienting for our deceleration, or for our final descent rather. We're still in the Midlands. It is predicting now that we will need more Delta V than we have, so we'll see. Okay. In fact, let's do... more auto land, pick target on map right there, and land at target. There we go. That might help. It doesn't look like it did, actually. Okay, we are burning. And yeah, we are definitely gonna crash. RIP. Oh, what is that? We found something interesting though. Yep, we are out of fuel. MechJeb is trying. Maybe we can litho brake. Okay, our science experiments are still intact. So is our antenna. Our antenna is gone. That antenna's gone. Okay. But not all is lost. Our science experiments are still intact. So let's see what we can do. Open. Alright, gravioli detector. Log gravity data. Yes! Okay. Landing here has provided a very accurate and stable measure of gravitational forces. Nice. Oh! No in-range comms device. We cannot transmit science. We don't have enough signal strength. Okay, so close. We almost managed it. It was worth a try. It was definitely worth a try. So let's now go back to Eeloo Zoom all the way out. Way out. There's Eeloo. Actually, whoa, I heard another boom. Currently, Eeloo is not the farthest planet out. It is currently within the orbit of Jool. They do cross paths. All right, let's go here. And let's take a look at ScanSat Supreme number 4, which we got into orbit today. Today has so far been a great success. All right, let's look at our map. We have a 99.3% complete altimetry map of Eeloo, and we have more Boozinate. Yeah, let's Boozinate to the Mole 2, which did an admirable job. Rest in peace, Mole 2. You did a good job. You were a good lander. Thank you, Raider. All right, let's send this data home as well. Yeah, a stop scan and analyze data. 200 science, nice. The cracks and fissures on the surface stand out in striking detail as you examine the data from the synthetic aperture radar altimetry sensor. Just look at all those potential landing sites. Look at the cracks. Landing is going to be a ways off. We could send a lander, though. Ooh. Oh no, we don't have enough electric charge for that. That's brutal. Yeah, so we have the opposite problem here. We do not have... Our solar panels are having a hard time keeping up. So let's point towards the sun. Get maximum exposure possible for our solar panels. See if that helps. All right, we need to get some electric charge back into our batteries. So I'm going to time warp just a bit. Silvery Sky, welcome! How is it going? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And let's see, we have... Sun exposure is full. And very nearly full. Can I improve it at all? That's less, because we have some shadow. There we go. It goes. And how are you? I'm doing great. I'm very tired. My kids did not sleep last night. So we're very tired here, but doing well anyway. Okay, let's try that again. Can we send this entire... yeah, 80 minutes of science. All right, transmit data. With full exposure to the sun, can we keep the batteries charged just long enough to send all this data home? Oh, maybe. Yes! Did it! Awesome. And Silvery Sky redeemed hydrate. All right, let's hydrate. All right, here we go. We're hydrating for Silvery Sky. Gotta dilute the Boozinates and keep Hangover Dan at bay. Delicious and refreshing ice water. Thank you very much for taking care of me. All right, let's see. What else do we have? Do we have slope data from here? Yes, we do. We have successfully diluted. Nice. Oh yeah, we don't have biome data or a visual map yet. Those are different antennas. So let's use those. We've got the enhanced multispectral scanner. And this one, let's go ahead and pin both of these antennas. The panels for this. So sensor needs anywhere from 70 to 500 kilometers. And that's for the ores as well. And this needs anywhere from 70 to 400. Above 300 kilometers, that's ideal. So if we go above 300 kilometers, below 400, then we will be able to use both of these antennas. So let's do that. Let's set our orbit at about 320 kilometers, I think. And then we'll fine tune it. So let's go ahead and close that for now. Let's use our maneuver planner. Silvery Sky says, the only thing I can dilute for myself is sparkling fruit juice. I haven't had anything alcoholic yet. No worries, that's always a personal choice. I like that I have the opportunity to do what I would be doing right now anyway, which is sitting in my office and playing a video game with a beer. But instead, I get to do that with friends. Very lucky. All right, let's go ahead and pin apoapsis and periapsis. We're aiming for 320 kilometers, and let's do this now. We have lots of delta V to play with. Full throttle. All right, and then fine tune. There we go, 320 kilometers. And so now let's do MechJeb for the other one. Change the apoapsis to 320 kilometers, although it's gonna throw a fit if it's lower than the periapsis, even by only 82 meters. So we're gonna do 321. Create the node and execute next node. You're going to keep this in the background and play a game of your own? Not a worry there. That's what I like to do as well. I hope you have fun. Yeah, we're going to go hopefully for another hour. My wife has to go to a work thing. My stepdaughter is going to be watching the kiddos. But if she needs assistance, I am on call, technically. So we'll see. Nice voice background noise. I have heard that I hear, well, no, not that I sound like Etho, but that Etho sounds like me. And if that's the case, then yes, I would agree. All right, we're doing time warp. And MechJeb autopilot is going to circularize our orbit at our new altitude. We have ignition. How are we doing on this science? We have 1143. Very good. That's a lot more than I expected to have at the end of the stream. And we're not even at the end of the stream yet. All right, we have our orbit. So what does this look like on the map? How is our coverage? Our coverage is actually really good. I don't think I'm going to change anything. But let's go ahead. And these antennas all require electric charge to run. So let's start our multispectral scan first. 1 electric charge per second. Okay, and that is draining the batteries faster than they can charge at the moment, so we're going to just leave this one on for now. Let's close the landing guidance window. We don't need that. Let's change our map type to visual. And okay, we are on the day side, so we are going to be able to see the surface. There it is. We've started our visual mapping of Eeloo. 0.1% done. All right, and that is going to happen in the background. So I need a real quick bio break, so we're going to enjoy this view for a moment, and I will be right back. Just kidding. The one functional bathroom is occupied by a teen taking a shower who knows how long that's going to take, so we'll be all right. But here we are around Eeloo, making another map. And yeah, that's going to go in the background while we do other things. So now we have 220 days remaining to us until the next major milestone here. Supreme Doom says, Dan, you guys are back. Look at this, Supreme Doom. This is one of the satellites we named for you, ScanSat Supreme number 4. It's in orbit around the farthest planet from the sun. Supreme Doom says, Dan. I got your cookies. Oh, good. Shipwreck says, stop spamming. Yeah, I think, do we need to ban Supreme Doom for spamming, or yeah, probably. Did you get maple cookies, Supreme Doom? Nice. All right, let's go, though, to the Space Center. And let's see what we can unlock with our science data. So, Shipwreck, you missed a boom. Not a dirt boom. It was an okay boom. Supreme was, oh, furthest from the sun. You know I'm always cold, right? Well, we also have one of your satellites at the closest planet to the sun, and so that's probably inhospitably hot. But Shipwreck, mole number 2 successfully landed on Moho, sent back science data, and then we decided to see if we had enough Delta V to move it to another spot for some bonus science data, and unfortunately, we ran out of fuel right at the last second, and it boomed. But it was a successful mission, no derps. All right, Research Center. Let's see, where is it that we need for the MechJeb? I think it's here, Advanced Unmanned Tech. Yes, MechJeb features Reusable and docking. Unlocks the following MechJeb windows: Reusable guidance, Reusable autopilot, docking autopilot. Once unlocked, all existing MechJeb modules will be automatically upgraded to the latest firmware. Speedy says, perfect. My summer and winter home. Thanks. There you go. So, yeah, and this also gives us the most advanced probe core, although actually, is there one? There's also this one, so not quite the most advanced, but pretty close. You're an optimist. Nice. Ion propulsion is not a bad idea either. Specialized electronics gives us a gigantical battery and a fuel cell array. Hypersonic flight, because we can unlock 2 of them at this tier, but maybe we only unlock 1. Ion propulsion is not a bad idea. It's not the most exciting for streaming though, because this is an even more extreme engine than the nuclear one. So the nuclear one currently is our most efficient engine, but it is also very low thrust, so the burns take a while. Some of them take up to like 30 minutes, an hour, and so even when we speed up time, it takes a little bit. This one, look at that, 2 kilonewtons of thrust. Even the nuclear engine is 30 times that. This one takes a lot of electric charge and uses that to ionize some xenon gas and push it at very high velocity through this magnetic nozzle. And so we get a specific impulse of 4,200, which is insane. But it also takes a ton of electric energy, and it takes forever for it to accelerate even a very small spacecraft. This is very good for very small probes, though. So we should probably unlock it, and I mean, we might as well unlock the whole tech tree this playthrough, right? We might as well. But we absolutely need this one, Advanced Unmanned Technology. And large probes is also good to have. What else do we get from here? We get the Advanced Multispectral Scanner. So this could help us also with gaining science data. So the ScanSat Supreme Next Generation might have another antenna on it. So, but let's see. Let's try this out. I've never used this module for MechJeb before, so this is going to be very interesting. But let's go back to the Mosquito lander and mining vehicle. Next generation, says Supreme Doom. I'm uber cool now. Yes, exactly. All right, landers are shown. There it is, right there. Let's fly it. And let's do an experiment live on camera. Let's see if we can use this new MechJeb module that I have never looked at before. And I didn't even know was a thing until very recently. All right, we're loading it up. Here we go. And there it is. All right, we can close that. We don't need that. And yes, everything is full. Ooh, we have another world's first milestone. Gathered the first scientific data from Eeloo. Very nice. Live, says Supreme Doom. Oh, wait. Nothing ever goes wrong. Love for the first time. Live for the first time. There you go. It's very cruel of the designer of the QWERTY keyboard to put the I and the O keys, the U, the I, and the O keys right next to each other. They were not anticipating mobile keyboards and how difficult it would be to punch the right one between I and O. Probably my most common typo. All right, let's stop the drills. Yep, full ore tank. Stop the drills and retract. We need ascent guidance. Maneuver planner is already up. And let's do, okay. Rendezvous autopilot. Select a target to rendezvous with. Okay. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting. Live on stream not allowed. Live on stream, totally acceptable. It's allowed, but not on this platform. That's a different platform. Oh boy. And now we also want, there it is, docking autopilot. Let's just open up more windows, right? And Raider redeeming a Boozinate. All right, let's Boozinate. Boozinate for good luck. Here we go. Sniping it from shipwreck again. There's enough for just one more Boozinate in this thing. Thank you, Raider. I know nothing about that, Supreme Doom. Okay. Interesting. You need to control the vessel from a docking port. Click control from here. Okay, warning target is not a docking port. That is fine. We will have one. We will have one when we get there. So, now autopilot is set for an altitude of 57 kilometers. So let's go ahead and do our launch. Retract our landing gear. And here we go. I'm not nervous, you're nervous. Supreme Doom with a random cat, and Crookshanks pops up to say hello. Meow. Okay, we have our desired apoapsis. We're coasting now.
And the crowd goes wild.
Yay! Thank you, Supreme Doom. Okay, starting our circularization burn. Okay, let's also pull up Rendezvous Planner, because I think these are meant to work together. This and this. We are not particularly close to our target at the moment. It is ahead of us. Okay, Rendezvous Planner. Get closer. Okay, intercept with home and transfer. Match velocities as close as approach. Okay, so basically this is a window that does all the things we've already been doing, but does it quicker. Okay. What about... Yeah, separation closest approach, 340. Okay, if I do intercept with home and transfer, it will want us to time warp. Let's turn off auto warp for now, so that it doesn't time warp us like a year ahead. Reusable says, Dan, I have a lot of channel points. Although I love a good deal, could you raise the prices so I can see my spending make a dent in my carbon cash stuff? I probably should. I actually am thinking I need to add more stuff to do. I was hoping that the Feed the Frog one would be more popular and burn some channel points, but it wasn't, partly because there's not instant gratification for it. So yeah, I do need to rebalance a lot of stuff. Yeah, more stuff is better. I'm thinking I need to come up with some community goals, and I have a couple ideas. But yeah, I'm open to suggestions as well. But let's see what happens if I just click the button Get Closer. Okay, it wants to burn a whole lot of fuel to do that. Let's not do that. What about this one? Note in 3 days. Okay, this is predicting that in 3 days I will simply be there. Which, you know, that's very efficient for fuel, but not for time. Okay, yep, so I think we're not going to... Okay, engage autopilot. Desired final distance, let's do 500 meters. Max number of phasing orbits. It deselected my target. Boo. Alright. Let's do 1. Max number of phasing orbits must be at least 5. Okay. I see. Max closing velocity. Let's just see what happens if I click engage autopilot. Interesting. Let's... Okay. Node in 1 minute and 10 seconds. So let's go ahead and do auto warp, because it's not going to take me years ahead. I'm not quite sure what this is going to do. And actually, you know what? Disengage autopilot. Let's skip the Rendezvous. We do that just fine ourselves. Instead, we're just going to do the docking autopilot. That's the part that really I need, or I'm wanting some more automation on to free up some time for me. So let's do this. What we can do, the target is ahead of us, so we need to catch up. So we need to turn on stability assist and point retrograde. And maybe there's a good way to use that I'm not using properly, but I think this will be fine. The maneuver planner is doing everything that we need for this. But now, if I pin this... And we are lowering our orbit so that we take less time to get back around, and that will let us catch up. But I also am worried about periapsis. Okay, periapsis is fine. We're not going to crash. Sorry, shipwreck. Okay. That's as good as that's going to do for us. Okay, and so now what I want to do is fine-tune closest approach. And we want to fine-tune it to about 500 meters. 200 meters is a little bit close for this. Create node. Execute next node. Yeah, these are working better than the ones that were in that Rendezvous planner. There's probably a way to use that that is better than my first impressions, so I'm gonna see if I can find any good documentation or YouTube tutorials on that. But what I'm really interested, like I said, is the docking autopilot. We're gonna try that out. Alright, and right here it's going to do a very quick burn, just 1.6 meters per second change in our velocity to fine-tune our approach to the target. Alright, coming out of time warp. And there's our burn. And yet, now we will pass within 565 meters of the target. That's excellent. So now let's do match velocities with target at closest approach, create and execute. And there's our target, 24.5 kilometers away. Alright, MechJeb has engaged time warp. Get the sun out of you guys' eyes. Okay, we are in range. And there's our braking burn. Alright, we have matched velocities. So let's see what this does. Draw bounding box. Okay. Interesting. Oh man, that gets framey and a half. Okay, so... Wow, okay, let's not draw the bounding box. Oh, there we go. That's so much better. Now let's zoom out, see if we can get this thing in camera view and select our docking port. Right there. Okay. We're too far away to select that as our target. Dang it. Okay. Well, that's all right. Let's do this. Control Premiere, activate camera. And let's get closer on the right side of it. And there we go. And hopefully this will let me select the docking port, because this needs me to select the docking port in order to do this. What about now? Can I select the docking port? Ah, come on. I want to select this docking port. Aim camera. It won't let me set it. Reset camera. All right. Well, that's kind of irritating, actually. Wonder if there's a different way that I can select that. All right, let's get closer. How close do I need to be before I can select that docking port? Not close enough yet. Brutal. Let's get within 250 meters. Is that close enough? Nope. Well, what the heck, game? What the actual heck? All right, we're within 200 meters. How about now? Set as target. There we go. Okay. Let's let's enable the autopilot and let's see what it does. I'm so curious about this. Fact. Let's watch it from the docking port camera. All right. This is an experiment. This is a high-stakes experiment here. Let's force roll to 0 degrees, see how well it does at lining up the docking ports rotationally, because that could be very useful for assembly in orbit. Okay, it's bringing us into alignment. And yeah, if I can get it to automate this part that requires the most of my attention for this procedure, that would be great. And Raider redeemed Boozinate. All right, let's Boozinate. Let's finish off this booze for good luck on the docking. All right, Raider, this is the last Boozinate of the stream. You got it. Delicious. Last Boozinate for me. And a stretch. Here we go. And now you can see, really, my hands are off the keyboard. This is all autopilot. Let's get in frame. There we go. You can look at Mitchell. All right. Oh, thank you, Raider. That feels good. Reset that spine. Hop back up on my tall office chair. Okay, and we're not doing any time warp here. We're just doing this in real time as we evaluate the skills. Good night, says Raider. Good night, Raider. Good to see you here. Hope you have some good sleep tonight. All right. It's looking good so far. It's keeping us about 100 meters away from the docking port and bringing us into alignment. We've definitely used more monopropellant than we usually do on this, but we have plenty in reserve. We're at about 40%, 45%. All right. It sure is being precise here. But there it is. Looks like we are in alignment here. And now we're adjusting course to approach at 1 meter per second, which is our established speed limit here. Yeah, so far so good. This is looking good. I just have to make sure I get it on the right side of our target within 200 meters so that I can select the docking port. And then I can push the button and it'll do this for us. And the reason I know that this is a thing is because I saw someone post on Reddit where they were doing multiple dockings simultaneously using this docking autopilot, which was very cool to see. It might make for a fun challenge. All right, we're closing. We're 30 meters away. Let's also pull up the docking port alignment indicator, see what it's telling us, and it says our roll is 0 degrees. Nice. Ten meters in closing. Almost there, says Pete Pinkman. Almost there. Stay on target. Kaylee, how are you doing, Kaylee? Look at this, we're using an autopilot for docking, and it's almost as good as me. There it is. That looks like a derp. No, no, it doesn't. What do you mean? That was good. That was really good. That was our first test of the docking autopilot that we have unlocked today on stream. I like it. Charge your deflectors, says Speed Bangman. Watch out for enemy fighters. There's too many of them. They're coming in too fast. Fired. Okay, yep, it's already starting to pull from this for processing, but let's go ahead and transfer the ore out. And while we do that, let's transfer liquid fuel and oxidizer into the lander. We've just about hit 2 kilometers per second of delta V on this thing. We still have a lot of fueling left to go. But this will help immensely with this process. As I keep saying. Okay. Dan, says Kaylee, do you know how to make granola? Pretty much I just find a nearby hippie and turn him upside down and shake him. That's how I make granola. Alright, let's do the monopropellant. Yeah, we still got a decent supply of that. Oh yeah, I don't know any hippies, says Kaylee. I know several. Okay, that actually worked really well. I'm pleased. I'm very pleased with that. Let's close the docking port alignment indicator. Let's bring up the landing guidance. Let's also take a look at our map of Eeloo that we started on. And how is that doing? Visual map of Eeloo is at 3%. We've got this track so far. That's a good start. There's the snack mix that's horrible expensive that I've been buying, but it's really good. Maple Pecans Glazed Mix. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I know that brand, and yeah, I've had some of their stuff, and it's pretty good, and yes, it's expensive. But here we go. Let's, yeah, we've got 2001 meters per second of delta V available on this thing. It keeps changing that a little bit based on who knows what factors, but that's okay. But yeah, we are, let's do some quick math here on my phone. And how close are we to fully fueled? We're a ways away. So our for this fuel tank, I'm doing it here instead of for this total because I'm not counting these, which are currently full. But this here, so 2323040. Actually, I need to do it differently. Clear. So 3527 divided by 23040. We are 15.3% of the way fueled. Okay, it says it has pecans, walnuts, dried cherries, and dried apples. It has cinnamon maple sugar glaze on it. And you're supposed to pronounce it horror-spensive. Or I guess horrible-spensive. Whatever, you're gonna butcher it. Wow, rude. Horrible expensive is what you said. It's what you spelled. Horrible expensive. Kid says, I serve up material for you to make the jokes with. Wow. Wow. So we both know I'm the funny one. Alright, let's land again. Anyway, says Kaylee, I want to turn this into granola, make it myself. I know there's a trail mix that I used to make, and then I realized that it costs pretty much exactly the same as one that I found that was nearly identical, that was pre-mixed, and so I saved myself a whole lot of time by just buying it. It's like $9 for a very small pack. Yeah. My old job used to have that sometimes on the snack bar in the break room, and so I'd grab them there sometimes. But yeah, I've seen it at the store and I've never bought it because it is so freaking expensive. But here we go. Let's turn on the ore overlay again. Pick our landing target. Let's do a daytime landing for Pete Venkman. He gets all particularly about it. Right here looks pretty good. Boop. And land at target. It says it has got to be cheaper to make on my own, probably. Here's what I think. I'm gonna fill it with granola, because oats are cheaper, oats are healthy, it will be a lot cheaper. I still get the tasty snack, probably slightly more healthy. Granola is food for horses. That's what I say. The food that my food eats. P. Bankman says, it's nice to be able to see what is happening on a visual presentation. I mean, I could land at night just for you. See my logic, says Kaylee? There you go. You might be able to find a similar recipe, though. Probably part of what makes that so expensive is that it takes them a lot to bake it. It's not just mixing things as a trail mix, but they're actually baking it and glazing it. And Pete Venkman redeemed a hydrate. All right, Pete Venkman, you already know I need a bio break and the bathroom is occupied indefinitely for a shower, but here we go. There we go. Haley says, I could potentially talk about Kerbal. Could you, though? Could you? That seems like a lot to ask. I expect it's because they have really nice walnuts and pecans in it. That's part of it, for sure. But I bet that these things are baked in smallish batches as well. Like, none of the walnuts and pecans are broken. That's true. Pete Venkman strikes again, says Pete Venkman. Wow, striking again. That's rude. Oh, right, it turned off the maneuvering thrusters. Watch for that, Dan. Why the heck do you call them pecans? Does that annoy you, Kaylee? You may have stumbled on the answer. The real question is, why do I keep going into a pseudo David Lynch voice? Why the heck do you call them pecans? That's why you call them pecans, yes. Like, none of the walnuts and pecans are broken. Who's David Lynch? Oh my goodness, who's David Lynch? To be fair, I didn't know who David Lynch was until I met my current wife, and then she got me hooked on Twin Peaks. One of the greatest shows of all time. Oh my goodness! Alright. Oh, Twin Peaks, I haven't watched this thing. It's an odd one. I'm not sure it would be your thing, Kaylee, but it's definitely my thing. Okay, we haven't picked a very inclined slope, have we? If so, we might have to choose a different landing area. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. I'm ready to step in myself. Shipwreck says, I want to see Cocaine Bear. Wow, you would, Shipwreck. That definitely does not look like my thing. That movie probably not gonna ever be on my to-watch list. Okay, we have a 22-degree slope here. 20 degrees, okay, it's flattening out a bit. We might be okay. Shipwreck ignoring Kaylee. Yeah, we all ignore Kaylee. I don't read Kaylee's messages ever. What happened to the real Kaylee? Alright. 17-degree slope. That's not too bad. With this low gravity, we can probably manage that unless we slide, in which case we'll have to take off again and choose a different landing spot. Yeah, that's a pretty steep slope. Let's see what happens. We have touchdown. We're sliding. It is pretty slick on this ice, or glass, depending on which lore you go with. Landing the space cucumber. Tip over, says Shipwreck. It's not going to tip over, not in this gravity. But yeah, we are probably going to need to choose a different landing spot because we don't have enough grip here. So, let's see. Here. All right, let's do that. And that's to the east, so yeah, that way. No. Yes, that way. Thank goodness Minmus has such low gravity, very forgiving in situations such as this. We want to clear this mountain for sure. Non-stability assist. Okay. All right, let's get a little bit of altitude. Go to surface mode. And I'm going to catch up on chat in just a moment here. All right, show landing prediction. Okay, actually, that's pretty good. Land at target. All right, MechJeb, do your thing. Wow, Kaylee. You're probably right. Let's see. Kaylee said, I stabbed my thumb with the corner of the container of lettuce. Stabbing yourself with lettuce. Cue salad fingers. Kaylee says, die, Dan, die. We need to derp you. She forgot how long till nap time. We're gonna watch this thing slide for 2 hours? Riveting. And then Kaylee, misspelling riveting. You stabbed yourself with lettuce. Okay, come on. Let's turn on reaction controls. Why do you keep turning this off, landing guidance computer? That's very silly and not recommended. See, Pete Begman, this is what I get for trying to land during the daytime for you when the good landing sites are very lacking during the daytime. It was Kaylee with the lettuce in the kitchen. There's Pete Begman with the same joke. Nice. That's great. Okay, a 6.8 degree slope. That's so much more doable. It's half the slope we had before. We've landed with that before, and it is no problem. Okay. And I think once we land this thing, which, oh boy, we are going slow. Why are we going so slow? We're just hovering here. Yeah, we're gonna land this thing and then we're gonna call it there. I will need to take my stepson to an event in a neighboring town. And there's MechJeb doing a crazy roll, chasing that that retrograde marker. Are you leaving? Says Kaylee. I just got here. Yeah, we were going until you got here. And so now that you're here, it's we gotta bail. Kaylee redeeming first, but not really. And if you're not first, you're last. Like shipwreck. You're required to stay 3 hours after I get here. I mean, I guess I could just do an AFK stream while we mine. There we go. Alright, we should be able to come to a stop here. Nice. Alright, let's deploy the drills. And start drilling. And we proved our docking guidance works well, so yeah. Okay, this is no joke, I was thinking about doing a 3 printing stream before. You know, that would be pretty satisfying, actually. I'm sure that is a thing. But yeah, here we go. We're going to do this. We've got 219 days until our next alarm. I may look to see if there's anything that we need to put in before that. I don't think so, though. So I'll probably be doing a whole bunch of these refueling missions, just landing, launching, off camera, because they are pretty monotonous. But, and then we'll be back next week with more. Look, it's deforming that rock. That's kind of hilarious. What the heck? But yeah, Monday I might be doing a later stream because I need to do some work on our house, work on our remodeling project. And so I have promised my wife that I will accommodate a project on Monday because otherwise we won't have time to do it this next week. So we will probably do a very late night stream. I'm thinking 3 hours later than usual. So 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time till midnight. So my usual ending time until 3 hours later, but we'll see. Maybe I can coordinate with Bowser to do some Vault Hunters since she has joined our Vault Hunters server, spoiler alert. And then Wednesday, probably more of that. And then, yeah, we'll see you guys next week with more Kerbal Space Program. Let's see who is online that we can raid. Let's see. There's a very short list, of course, in OBS, so let me grab the full list on my phone. And let's see. Oh, we do have a Kerbal player. Danny2462 is on. Let's see. Oh, we have a Black-clad Wanderer playing RimWorld. Okay. That might actually be pretty fun. But let's go to the Black-clad Wanderer who's playing RimWorld. We haven't rated him in quite a long time. So way past bedtime, says Premium. Yep, exactly. Black-clad Wanderer. Come on, Wanderer. Nope. Do I really have to put the in front of it? Thanks, OBS. There he is. The Black-clad Wanderer is playing RimWorld, another space game, but a whole lot darker and less family-friendly. Elric the Troll King redeeming Random Cat getting Crookshanks and Shadow. So yeah, let's start the raid. And here is our raid message. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Goodbye!